Alrighty, what is going on? Pretender here, back with another Honkai startup guide, and today I'm going to be going over the whole thing people are wondering about, whether they should be going for the E2 Acheron or going for the Lightcone mainly. There's a big discrepancy and questions I've been asked about people wondering if they should go for E2 or something like E1S1, and so today I'm going to be helping you with that decision, giving the pros and cons for both sides and all that. Now real quick, check out this clip of a Polygon Arknights. I guess like when you're opening this bag.
Wait, don't do anything. Not a 6-star. Oh.
Sora. It's a fucking 6-star.
Oh,
Sora.
shit.
Please. Sorry, please. It can't be gone. Yeah! My friend doubted me, but it happened, and I want to get back to playing Arknights, so let's get through with the video. Before I get to the video, if you guys could drop a sub, hit the bell icon, drop a like on the video to show your appreciation for future videos like this, alongside with other types of guides, news, summons, showcases, all that kind of stuff is on this channel. I also have now made a Discord that you can join, so join that if you're cool, and let's get straight into the video. So first, I'm going to be talking about Acheron, some of her restrictions, and briefly going over her kit. Pretty much, Acheron is a character that does not function off of regular energy. Pretty much, she does not gain energy like a normal character would that we have now. She has this thing right here called Slash Dream. Pretty much, you need a total of 9 points of Slash Dream to activate the ultimate. Her ultimate will be her main damage source, and that's where her whole kit shines. Her ultimate is absolutely insane. From the damage it does, to the all-type res pen, all that kind of stuff is just amazing. Again, I have a bunch of videos that you can check out, going over how to build teammates for her best teammates, all that kind of stuff, so definitely check those out if you're interested. So pretty much the whole goal is to get her to ult as fast as possible, just so you can dish out that damage. And the other thing about her restriction is this trace right here called the Abyss. When there are 1 or 2 Nihility characters other than Acheron in the team, the damage dealt by Acheron's basic attack skill and ultimate increases to 115% or 160% of the original damage respectively. So to get the 115, you would need 1 other Nihility teammate, and to get the 160, you would need 2 other Nihility teammates. So your team would go more like Acheron, a Nihility debuffer, a Nihility debuffer, and then a sustain or whatever you want for that last slot. And now moving on to her Lightcone, pretty much it gives you a nice 36% crit damage stat stack. When the wearer hits an enemy target, inflicts a Mirage Fizzle on the enemy, lasting for 1 turn. Each time the wearer attacks, this effect can only trigger 1 time on each target. The wearer deals 24% increased damage to targets afflicted with Mirage Fizzle, and the damage dealt by the wearer's ultimate additionally increases by 24%. This Lightcone absolutely skyrockets her value due to the fact that you are gaining a bunch of crit damage. You are also gaining a bunch of increased damage, along with even more with the ultimate. But the main selling point is Mirage Fizzle is considered a debuff. Acheron herself cannot inflict a debuff with her skill or basic. The thing she does, called Crimson Knot, is not considered a debuff. So inflicting Crimson Knot would not help you gain a stack. So Acheron herself can only gain 1 point of Slash Dream just because that's what her skill does. But with the power of this Lightcone, when you do inflict the Mirage Fizzle, your skill will give you 2 Slash Dream. So if you attack someone that doesn't already have Mirage Fizzle, you inflict that debuff and you also gain this point, giving you effectively 2 stacks for your ultimate. Not only that, if you attack someone with a basic attack that doesn't have Mirage Fizzle and you inflict Mirage Fizzle onto the enemy, you now gain a charge because your basic attack is inflicting a debuff, helping her be a little more skill point positive. So overall, the Lightcone not only giving her a bunch more damage, but also giving her the Mirage Fizzle debuff allows it to where she can build her own ultimate faster. As no other Lightcones can benefit her nearly as much as this Lightcone pretty much enables her to be so much better than she already is. Now moving on to the E2 and now talk about why it's so good. So pretty much what E2 does is it takes the trace that is the restrictiveness and reduces it by 1. So if you do have E2, you now only need 1 other Nihility teammate to give you the full 160% respective bonus. Not only that, is when your turn does begin, so when Acheron goes, you get 1 point of Slash Dream and inflict 1 stack of Crimson Knot on the enemy. So also making it faster to do your ultimate. So this Eidolon right here enables a lot of other things, while getting the full percent from the Nihility trace. Pretty much with this team, you now only need Acheron, 1 Nihility debuffer, and then your other 2 units can be something like a Harmony buffer and a Sustain unit. Her team becomes a lot less restrictive overall. And so now comes to the question with Acheron going for that E2 or going for her Lightcone. As I mentioned, her Lightcone and E2 are both super valuable, but there are workarounds to both. Without having E2 and having her Lightcone, you have her respective damage increased a bunch, and you have other possibilities, such as Sustained Wealth, universal trend market, all that kind of stuff that you can do now with her stuff. It's very easy to deal with the restrictions, and it is theoretically better to just get the one part of the bonus ability Trace. Pretty much just getting the 115%, you are missing out on 55%, but you would be counteracting that by running a Harmony support such as Sparkle, Bronya, Ruan, Mei. With that, you pretty much negate this and you're gaining that bonus anyways. Obviously, you're not getting the full percent, but because what this Lightcone provides you, being able to apply a debuff, you pretty much increase your turn a bunch. And not only that, let's say you are running someone with like Sparkle and Bronya. Let's face it, the 55% bonus attack that you can get, or a whole extra turn that you can get that is also buff crit damage. It's pretty obvious to see just having the Harmony support is a massive thing for Acheron, giving her another chance to use her skill, gaining another point, especially with someone like Sparkle who can negate the skill point negative teams. It makes it a lot better. And so overall, running Acheron with one other Nehudi teammate and a Harmony buffer will be better than having this full thing, but then also comes to people who want to have the full bonus. While yes, the E2 still does give you another stack when you do start, it is obviously going to be more expensive. You do also get the E1, which is bonus, but I'm also going to assume if you're going for the Lightcone and you're making the decision if you want to go for E2 S0, I'm going to assume the other option is going to be E1 S1, so you'd have the E1 regardless, so I'm not going to talk about this. But overall, for the E2, while yes, you do get the extra 55% bonus easier, and you're able to run a Harmony support, more or less it is obviously going to be more expensive. You also miss out on the bonuses this Lightcone gives. While yes, you can sort of argue that inflicting the debuff isn't as crucial just because now when your turn starts with the E2, you do gain a point of Slash Dream. But there is no other Lightcone that benefits Acheron this much. There is maybe the Good Night and Sleep Well Lightcone, might be a second free-to-play option that you can do. I'm not going to say free-to-play actually, I'm just going to say the next option you can do. This Lightcone is absolutely insane for her, giving her crit damage and giving her a bunch of increased damage. And then again, obviously being able to apply the debuff. So the Lightcone skyrockets her value just because of how much stuff you can get. And again, as I mentioned, having this and then negating the second part of the Trace by running a Harmony support because of the buffs they give is very much manageable. Obviously, the E2 overall, you can argue that you get better damage overall, but the Lightcone makes it to where Acheron herself is a lot more powerful and a lot more valuable. And now comes to the question on what cases would you want to go for E2 or what cases would you want to go with something with the Lightcone. For the E2 people, you can go ahead and do that over the Lightcone if you, one, value the team variety more and you really want the bonus from the Abyss Trace. If you really want the max Trace without running double Nehudi characters, you're also not willing to do the techniques of something like running two Nehudis with the Universal Trend Market, and you're also not willing to do something like Sustain Wealth, so your Sustain and Nehudi parts fixed, so you can just run one other Nehudi teammate. If you're not willing that and you very much value the fact that you want to have this Trace fully built and the fact that you want to have the extra beginning turn / dream, then you can safely go for E2. Obviously, if you also have more money for that or more currency for that, more power to you. Now, for if you want to go for the Lightcone, I personally would recommend going for Acheron and then going for her Lightcone next, just because this Lightcone is just insane value for her. While I will say do what you want, but to help the decision I'm saying here, this Lightcone, there is no other Nehudi Lightcone that provides her nearly as much as this one does. Giving her a bunch of crit damage, giving her a bunch of increased damage dealt, and giving her the ability to apply debuffs. As I mentioned previously, you do not have to stress about the restrictions because of all the workarounds, or you could also just negate the extra 55% damage bonus by just running another Harmony support. So this Lightcone will be better for people that are willing to not have the full bonus from the Abyss Trace, or are willing to invest more into the double Nehudi side teams with the debuffers, with Silverwolf, Welt, Gunaifen, Payload, Black Swan, all that kind of stuff, and are people that are willing to increase the value of their own personal just Acheron output. This one will be the best increase to Acheron's performance, just because the Lightcone provides so much. Again, if you do value Acheron's personal output, and you also are willing to do the extra things for the restrictions, or you're willing to just run the Harmony support and not get the full Abyss Trace bonus, then the Lightcone is the choice for you. So yeah, that has been the video. I hope you guys did end up finding what you want to do with this video. Again, personally, I would just say go for the E1 S1. Mainly just go for the Lightcone after you play Acheron, and then try your best to get to E2. I'm sure 2.1 will have a bunch of stuff with the maps and the rewards to give for you to have a chance at going for the E2, but I would definitely not say go for E2 before going for the Lightcone. But again, if you fall into the categories where you really just want the full bonus abilities and the full flexibilities for the teams, then go ahead and go for the E2 if you really wish. overall, I still think the Lightcone will be the better option. Anyway, hope you guys found the video helpful, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.